Hello everybody, in this video I am going to show you the two type of waveform that the tube blender has on the outputs. Now the tube blender blend the tube sound with solid state sound, and solid states are in generally much cleaner than tube sound. Tube has the tube warmth, that fat, really fat, warm bass, rounded sound, much more rich and warm vocal type of sound. And if you know tubes, you know what tube sounds like. But in this case of the tube blender, I have blended the tube sound with this knob and the solid state sound together to produce the best of both worlds. So if you want more tube sound, you can turn up the tube knob, and if you want more cleaner sound, then you turn up the solid state knob. But I'm going to show you what the clean sound looks like on the scope and what the tube sound looks like on the scope. Now keep in mind the bottom is the clean sine wave produced by this signal generator, and this is a distortion analyzer. There's a number that shows you how much difference compared to the original sine wave. So the bottom is a sine wave. Now I'm going to turn down everything for now, so you can see me turning down the tube, turning down the solid state. This drive knob I will explain later in another video how to use that. But basically, at this point, for all intents purpose, call that a volume control for now. Okay, so the tube knob is complete down, solid state complete down. So there's straight line up there. And when I turn up the solid state knob, you will see clean sine wave, and that number will keep dropping until it hit the roof, meaning until all the way to clipping point. Now this is basically the lowest distortion. Okay, I'm not touching it, so it is stable. So 0.0054% distortion compared to the original sine wave, and that's how many percent that's difference from the original sine wave. So that's clean. That's all intent purpose. That's clean. So when I turn it up, you will eventually see a flat top, and notice the number, they will stay down and very low, then all of a sudden it will jump, and I will stop now. It's starting to jump, you see there, and I'm going to turn it down about 1%, 0.6. So you see the flat top. Okay, so that is the kind of sound that you will actually hear clipping in the music. That is not something that you want at the output of the power amp, but when you mix music, a lot of times they actually put those clipping into the music on purpose, like distorted guitar. So if you want more distortion, you turn up a little bit so both top and bottoms are flat. That is not something that you want to see at the output of the power amp. But it is perfectly okay. I can keep this tube blender clipping like that forever. It won't hurt anything because it's low current, low power, high impedance. So there is no way you can hurt anything. So I am going to drop down to about there. So keep in mind somewhere around 1%, 0.5 to 1%. You will start seeing the flat. When you see flat, you can hear the clipping. So that's solid state. So when you back down to there, it just go right down to clean sound. Okay, so I am going to turn down the solid state, and I'm going to turn up the tube. Notice the tube. Notice the number. That number will increase. But you will not see the flat top, no matter how far I turn, until even if it turn all the way up at this point, you will not see the flat. But I will show you what's the difference between solid state and tube. Now it's already way past 1%. So I'm going to turn it down to about 1%, and just the comparison with the solid state. Okay, that's about 1%. I'll scale it up a little bit so you can see there is no flat top, there is no flat bottom. There is a little bit of roundness, not perfectly match the top of the perfect input sine wave, but that is a little bit round but not flat at all. So if I turn up the sine wave a little bit more, okay, scale down, back down, so you can see. You see the number keep going up. Let's keep going up and up and up. It stay at around 5%. Now you know that this, if it is 5% on a solid state, you will definitely hear clipping. But because of tube, you won't see the flat top, you won't see the flat bottom. That's what tube sounds different than solid state sound. You will only hear a really fat mid bass, very warm voice. At some point, you might able to feel a little bit of sluggish. And the beauty of the tube blender is when that happens, you can turn down the tube and turn up the solid state to kind of dilute them. It's almost like a espresso. Tube is an espresso, and solid state is just hot water. So when the espresso is too strong and you want to turn it into americano, just turn up the solid state. So you get best of both worlds. A little bit lighter, but you still get the taste of espresso, but it's just not as strong. So that's what's happening with the tube and solid state blend. Now, if I'm going to turn up the solid state now, you will see the number drop, but you probably won't notice that's any different than that. You might, but let me see. If I turn up the solid state now clock, you see the number drop to 2.88. Turn it up, drop to just below 1. So if I superimpose these two sine waves, you will see a tiny bit of difference. I am going to try. I'm going to back down to source to tube and move this up. Turn down the scale so I can turn this so they were almost same scale. Okay, there. Almost same scale. I don't know you can actually see the difference from the camera, but from my perspective, I see a tiny bit of difference between the top and bottom. The top and bottom is not exactly the same, but it's kind of difficult to see the top. The top is a little bit rounder. The bottom is a little bit sharper. The bottom is this one. The top is this one. The bottom is a little bit rounded, so there's a little tiny bit of gap between there. If I focus a little bit more, you might be able to see it, but it's still kind of difficult to see. But that's the difference between the top sine wave and the bottom sine wave is about 4% difference. But that's tube sound. Remember, tube sound. There is no flat top. So that's well, I can call it a little bit extra round top. That's a tube sound. So you will not hear any clipping. You really not going to hear any distortion. What you will hear is tube sound. So that's what the tube blender does visually. But then it doesn't matter how I show you the number. There's the best is actually just plug this into your system and enjoy the tube sound. Turn the knob yourself and find out which combination is best for you. In my experience, for the last half a year, we have many feedback from the user. And they usually end up to about 3 to 5 settings for different kind of music. They don't constantly change in it. Initially, yes, they're going to play around. They find a different setting with different kind of music, different kind of vocal. But after a while, they just end up with about 3 to 5 settings. So for different music, different vocal. So it is a very powerful tool for you to actually make the sound better in your room, especially when you have kind of a frequency imbalance. Now this thing, I want to point out, this thing does not change the frequency response at all, no matter where the knob is. As long as it's within the range of operation, it does not change the frequency response. However, because of the two characteristic, it will add a lot of mid bass to the mix. So that mid bass usually can fuel your music, and a lot of rooms has a dip at around 200 Hertz, and the tube sound really helps. In the next video, I am going to show you how to squeeze more tube out of this tube blender. Now, you don't have to squeeze more solid state. Solid state is solid state. It's just solid state. It will either work clean all the way until it hit the roof. So there is no way you can squeeze more cleaners out of it. But you can actually squeeze more tube out of it if you know which knob to turn.